Welcome back to the DaBoot Tragedies. The Saints play the Carolina Panthers this Sunday in the most meaningless game of the season. Obviously, both teams are eliminated from playoff contention, so whether you win or lose this game, it's not going to make any difference. The Saints don't own their first round pick, so it really doesn't matter if they win or lose this game. It's not going to affect anything going into next season. I mean, the Panthers basically should want to lose this game just because, if they win, they just get in the worst draft pick and be in worst draft position. The Saints, they can win this game and build the momentum that they're on. 3-game win streak, try to get to a 4-game win streak. That'll be, a nice little, confidence boost to end the season. It's not going to mean things, in the long run. Still going to have an off season with a lot of big decisions that need to be made. But if you win 4 in a row, that'll be good for the coaching staff to, boost their chances of coming back, which I do think Dennis Allen will be back. A different story for a different day there. But let's kind of talk about this game. We haven't played them since week 3. Obviously, it's going to be an entire different situation. Rashid Shaheed wasn't on the scene yet. Jameis Winston was the quarterback. That'll now be Andy Dalton. So it's going to be a lot of different things going into this game. And like I said, a lot of injuries. A lot of guys are probably going to sit out. Don't know as of yet who's all going to sit out, but I'm sure a lot of names are probably only going to play a few snaps. And it's almost going to be like a preseason feel, in my opinion. That's what I think that's going to happen. I think the starters will go out there, but I don't think they'll play for long. If we just look at the injury report, a lot of guys have been ruled out so far. Well, 2 guys have been ruled out. That's Andres Pete. Big decisions going to be made, with him regarding the offseason. Obviously, he's a high-paid guard, a little injury-prone, but pretty good when he's out there. Then Paulson DaBoot with a hamstring injury. He hasn't practiced all week. He's going to be out as well. So that's 2 starters that are going to be out against the Panthers, and I just expect more. Going through this injury list, you got Justin Evans, questionable. Chase Hanston, questionable. Taysom Hill with a back injury, questionable. James Hurst, tackle, questionable. If he doesn't play, then obviously we'll get a longer look at Trevor Penning at that tackle spot. Maybe Landon Young if they don't want to put Penning out there. Don't know. Juwan Johnson is also questionable. A tight end that's probably looking for a payday, this offseason. So maybe he doesn't want to get out there because he's kind of earned a pay increase this offseason. So maybe he don't play. Safety Marcus May, he's questionable as well. Been an up and down season for him with the Saints first year, basically replacing Marcus Williams. Done an okay job, but just needs to stay on the field. We'll talk about more of that in a year wrap-up. Ryan Ramczyk, he's questionable, but if he plays, this training staff and this coaching staff are the biggest idiots I've ever seen in my life. I'll just make that clear right now. If Andres Pete plays in this game with a hip injury and something happens, he did not practice Wednesday and was limited Thursday, limited Friday. If Ryan Ramczyk plays in this game, the best guy, the most durable guy that we've had all year, an all-pro right tackle, you cannot play him in this game to, maybe further aggravate that injury or get injured even worse. Because, once you start favoring your hip, that can cause knee problem, that can cause hamstring problem, that can cause any type of problems. It's zero reason Ryan Ramczyk should play in this game. Like, absolutely none at all. He should not be out there on that field. Then you have linebacker Ty Summers, who's also going to be questionable. So I guess the things I am looking forward to in this game will be, it seems like Marshawn Lattimore and Alontae Taylor are going to be cornerback 1 and cornerback 2. We haven't seen that all season. So that's going to be a pleasure to watch. Obviously, Alontae Taylor was injured early in the season, and then kind of when he came back, Marshawn Lattimore went out, and then the first game they played together was this past week, and Alontae Taylor didn't touch the field because Paulson DaBoot was cornerback 2. Now that he's already officially ruled out, I'm assuming Lattimore is going to start this game. You get Lattimore, you get Alontae Taylor as cornerback 1, cornerback 2, and I think that just gives you a good look at what it's going to be next season. I think that's going to be the starting 2 corners next season. Obviously, we're a long ways away from that, and no matter how well or how poor they play in this game, it's not going to affect how they're going to look next season if that's the duo for next season, which I'm pretty sure it will be, just because I think we've all seen enough of Alontae Taylor and Paulson DaBoot this season that's probably going to be the top 2 guys. Maybe it'll be a cornerback battle for that outside spot, that cornerback 2 spot in the offseason next season. But from what I've seen, I think Alontae Taylor is just a better player, and that's just my opinion on that. I am going to interrupt this video briefly to let y'all know. Click those links in the description, man. Follow me on Twitch. Follow the Twitch channel. Also follow the Twitter channel, and join that Discord. We at 140. Let's try to get to 150 by the end of this week, man. All Saints fan, can talk about the Saints all over the summer, all over this offseason, and we'll just get this thing going, get these things rolling. All right, things I would like to see in this game. I've already, said some things that I would like to see, and let's just start with the obvious. Andy Dalton, he's going to be starting, and I didn't want to see that. Obviously, I think everyone wanted to see Jameis Winston. I think everyone in the fan base, whether you're an Andy Dalton fan or Taysom Hill fan or anybody, you didn't want to see Andy Dalton back at quarterback. Let's just be honest. We've seen enough this season. We know what he is. He's a backup quarterback. He's average. Sometimes can be above average. Sometimes make good decisions. Can't make all the throws. We know what Andy Dalton is at this point of his career. Why not just play Jameis Winston? I'll tell you why. I'll actually tell you why Dennis Allen is not playing Jameis Winston. And I'm 100% a believer, and this is why he won't play Jameis Winston. Why? Because if he comes out and he plays well, that's going to look bad on Dennis Allen. That's going to look bad on Dennis Allen. If he comes out, wins this game, he throws the ball for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, something crazy like that, which I don't think would happen. It's going to look bad on Dennis Allen because he played Andy Dalton all these games, and we weren't winning, and we were on a losing streak, and yet he refused to change the quarterback, and he said every week Andy Dalton was his guy. He cannot play Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston go out there and ball. So I understand. Trust me. I understand. If I'm the head coach and I made that decision, I'm just playing Andy Dalton for the rest of the season. So I understand why he's doing it, but I think it's just, I'm not going to say unfair as the NFL. Put your big boy pants on. Nothing's unfair in the NFL. You're not obligated to start. You're not obligated to get some free reps if that's what the coach wants to do. He wants to play Andy Dalton. Like I said, he has to live and die by that decision. That's the decision he's made. And look, I can't be mad at it. That's the decision he's made. That's the only decision he showed balls with all season. So let Andy play, and it is what it is, man. I would have, wouldn't mind seeing Taysom, wouldn't mind seeing Jameis. Not to say that, Jameis is the quarterback of the future, but it's just the point of the season's over. The season's over. Play somebody else. And while we're standing on the offensive side of the ball, we can move to the backfield. I don't need to see much of Alvin Kamara. You can play him. I know what I better not see. I better not see any screen plays. I better not see any routes to Alvin Kamara. We haven't done it all year. Don't do it week 17. Please don't do it week 17. Just keep running up the middle. Right up the middle like you've been doing all season. Let's keep doing that. But in all seriousness, in the running back position, let Eno Benjamin play a little bit. Let the running back play. Let's see what we got in him. Maybe he could come back next year, a fresh start, fresh camp, and see what he has. Other than that, running back position, don't need to see anything else. I think all the other guys on the roster, we just know what they are at this point. At the receiver position, Chris Olave has had an outstanding campaign as a rookie. One of the better rookies we've drafted in the first round as of late. A++ for that grade. Also at the receiver position, Rashid Shaheed, he's already got a couple games at wide receiver 2 under his belt. Let's just keep that momentum rolling. Hopefully we can get him going in the return game. I would like to see, one big play in a return game, especially on kickoff return this last game of the season. I think that'll bring some good momentum, some good juices in to next year because I think he's got that job. I mean, Hardy is going to be tough for him to get that job back. That's just my opinion, especially, with the contract situations going on. So we'd like to see a little bit more from Rashid Shaheed in the return game as a receiver. I think we've got more than enough this season. On the defensive side of the ball, Trevor Penny, obviously at left tackle. I would love to see him start at left tackle just because I'll have a full game to break that down. I'll break down every play of Trevor Penny because we got all off season. Trust me, we got a long time. We got a long time until we're going to play football again, or it's going to be real Saint snooze unless something crazy happens this offseason. Like this past offseason with Alvin Kamara, in the Vegas, and then Sean Payton stepping down and this and that. So Deshaun Watson, it was a crazy offseason. It's a crazy offseason. Traded the first round pick to get another one. I don't know if this next offseason is going to be as promising as this past one, content-wise, but you never know. So we may just be going back through games and things like that. We'll get there when we get there. But hopefully this game against the Panthers, we win, man. Try to, keep some momentum going, even though it probably won't carry into the next season. Hey, winning 4 games in a row in the NFL is tough. If we can do that, I'll take it. I'll take something. I'll take something for this season. Like I said, I think Dennis Allen's coming back no matter the result of this game. So we'll see what happens. And we can spite Philly a little bit, man. Give them like we got the 12th pick for it. Give them the 13 to 14 so it can make it seem like we won that trade, even though I'm on record saying that trade was even. But let me know what y'all think about this game coming up. What would y'all like to see, or what would y'all, hoping to see that's probably not going to happen in this game? In the comments below, as always, this is DaBoot Tragedies, and I'm out.